Competition is fierce in the mid-size luxury SUV market. Ford's player in this field is the Lincoln MKX. Now, it's based heavily on the more mainstream Ford Edge two-row SUV. How does the MKX stack up against some tough competition? The big seller in this class is a Lexus RX. That's the one to beat. Compared to that, the Lincoln drives better. It has more responsive handling and better steering. Still, it doesn't mean the Lincoln is a sporty SUV to drive. As speeds increase, you'll find that the cornering limits are fairly low, and the handling gets mushy. Still, emergency handling is secure and predictable. Now, you'd expect a luxury SUV to be quiet inside and to ride well. The Lincoln's not offensive, but it doesn't exactly wow you for $50,000 either. The cabin's relatively hushed, although you do get some wind noise around the mirrors and a little bit of tire hiss and road noise come through. The Lincoln does ride well, absorbing bumps with good isolation. It's uneventful on the highway, but at lower speeds, some jostling does come through. The Lincoln has a smooth and powerful 3.7-liter V6 engine. It provides decent fuel economy for this size of SUV. However, the 6-speed automatic transmission doesn't always shift smoothly. Driver visibility out of the MKX could be better. The base of the windshield pillar here, it's quite thick. Also the back window. It has a high bottom ledge that makes for a small rear window glass. We do like the blind spot monitoring though, and the backup camera has a really large and clear display. Getting in and out of the Lincoln's pretty easy. There's big doors and a fairly easy height. Once you're inside, you'll find a beautifully finished interior. Nicely textured material, stitching details that run down the dashboard onto the console. There's even contrasting colored piping on the leather seats. The power tilt and telescope steering wheel has a generous range of adjustment, but a wide center console, that cuts into knee room a bit. The front seats have good lumbar support. However, the bottom cushion, it's pretty short, so it's going to reduce thigh support. The rear seat's pretty roomy, even though its cushion's a bit low for comfort. A flat floor helps provide good room back here for 3 adults. The MKX has a new dashboard design called My Lincoln Touch. It uses large, crisp displays, a big touch screen in the middle of the dashboard, as well as 2 screens flanking either side of the speedometer. Say you want to do something simple, like adjust the volume or the fan speed. You might look for a volume knob, but there isn't one. Instead, there's this sort of cool-looking touch-sensitive slide control. The problem is, it's pretty fussy. The center console has some touch-sensitive controls for the radio and the climate control. These buttons are really small, so you have to take your eyes off the road to get just the right one. Sometimes they activate if you just barely touch them. Other times, they take several swipes in order to do what you want. If you don't like those buttons on the console, you can use the touch screen. The problem is, the touch screen, well, sometimes it's slow to react. Also, there's lots of small buttons. They're crammed tightly together. The fonts are small. It's all pretty complicated to use, especially while you're driving the car. If you want to skip using the controls in the middle of the dashboard, you can do an awful lot with the 2 5-way switches that are here on the steering wheel. They control the 2 screens that are on either side of the speedometer. There's a whole lot going on, though. You can see what's playing on the radio. You can see navigation instructions. You can even adjust the climate if you want. It's all very busy. It's all a lot to do when you're driving the car. You can also use the extensive library of voice commands that's built within this version of Ford's Sync system. This works great for controlling an iPod or navigation functions.
Please say a command.
I'm hungry.
And where would you like to search? Nearby or in the city?
So Sync works great for complicated functions, but when you use it for simple functions like climate or radio adjustments, it can be a real pain.
Please say a command.
Radio.
Radio. Say a frequency or preset.
1041 FM.
104.8. That's not a valid frequency. Please try again.
1041 FM.
Tuning to FM 104.1.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All this high-tech gimmicks might look great in a showroom or in a TV ad, but boy, it's a lot easier and quicker to just grab an old-fashioned knob. The MKX does have some things going for it. It has a really nice interior, a strong engine, and it's relatively pleasant to drive, but the controls are maddening. All told, there's better luxury SUVs you can buy.